Okay, let's go.
Mr. Speaker, 3 weeks ago, the winter fuel policy was set in stone. 2 weeks ago, the Prime Minister U-turned. Today, the Chancellor is rushing her plans because she just realised when winter is. So, on behalf of the pensioners who want to know, can the Prime Minister be clear with us here and now? How many of the 10 million people who lost their winter fuel payments will get it back?
Now, listen, that was a classic PMQs question. It's acknowledging something that's happened, and then it's asking for a level of detail that she knows the Prime Minister doesn't have. Or if he does have, they're not saying. Rachel Reeves this morning just said, whoa, we're going to do it. He will not answer the question. He cannot answer the question. She's got him cornered in. He now has to say something that's not, we're going to do this. He's likely to go on the attack. He's likely to deflect. He's likely to try and make a joke, make a laugh out of everything. Let's see what happens.
Well, I'm glad to see she's catching up with what happened 2 weeks ago. Mr. Speaker.
Boom! There it is. There's the big laugh. I'm not going to give an answer to this question, so let's have a joke.
Mr. Speaker, at the budget, we took the right decision to stabilise the economy because of the £22 billion black hole that they left.
We're still laughing.
And the signs, we took the right decisions. The growth figures are up, the interest rates have been cut, and we got 3 trade deals. So we will look again, as I said 2 weeks ago, at the eligibility for winter fuel, and of course we'll set out how we pay for it. But because we've stabilised the economy, Mr. Speaker, we on this side are committed to the triple lock, and that increased pensions by over £400 this April. On their side, they say the triple lock is unsustainable, and I think her position is she wants to means test it.
That was a masterclass from Keir Starmer. There we go. We're going to take the mickey out of Kemi Badenoch, and then we're going to say, haven't I done well? Look at all the things I've done. He's not answering the question. Look at all the things I've done. I'm doing so good. And then finally, at the end, he brings up the triple lock. Did anyone else mention the triple lock? Maybe I was absent at the point where the triple lock was mentioned. But he's gone on the attack to Kemi Badenoch. Let's see how she deals with that. Is she going to come back with another question, or is she going to stick around there? Let's find out.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister clearly has selective amnesia. I asked him 3 questions about the winter fuel payments 2 weeks ago, and he was floundering. The fact is, he hasn't answered the question I asked him. He hasn't answered the question I asked him.
He hasn't answered the question I've asked him. Well, I mean, he hasn't. That's really clear. He hasn't. But so what?
He can't tell us who will get the payments. All we see is U-turn after U-turn. His head must be spinning. Will he apologise now for taking the payments away in the first place, including to his own backbenchers? And can he tell us how he's going to pay for this?
Ooh. You see, I would say that was pretty useless. Will he apologise now? No. In what world is he going to apologise? And then she says how he's going to pay for it, but he's already said he's going to say how he's going to pay for it. She is not listening to him. He has said he will say how he's going to pay for it. So it wasn't great from Starmer not answering the question, but then Kemi Badenoch's just kind of not done very much either.
We took the right decisions at the budget because we needed to stabilise the economy. She needs to apologise for the fact that they left the economy in a terrible state. We had a mini-budget which blew up the economy, and we were left with a £22 billion black hole.
That's proper playground, isn't it? Oh, will he apologise? And then Keir Starmer stands up and says, she should apologise. She should. I'm like, what? I know you are. You said you are, but what am I? Oh, Keir. Well, it's disappointing, that, isn't it? Let's see what Kemi comes back with. Is she going to apologise? No.
Mr. Speaker, the OBR has said there was no such black hole. He's just given away £30 billion for the Chagos Island. That's his black hole. He hasn't stabilised the economy. Borrowing prices are higher now than any time in the last Parliament. He has not stabilised the economy. He has no clear answers on what he's doing. It's just chaos, chaos, chaos. He keeps making announcements with no detail. So let's move to another area of confusion. Can we get a simple answer? Will the government keep the two-child benefit cap?
Chaos, chaos, chaos. Yes, Kemi! That's what we want. That's the headline. Chaos, chaos, chaos. There's no question in it. There's no policy in it. But chaos, chaos, chaos. Love it. Oh, hang on. And then you moved on to two-child benefit cap. That's an interesting question from you. You like the two-child benefit cap. It's there. You like it. I know you like it. Just no. Is he going to do it? Let's see.
Speaker, I'm absolutely determined that we will drive down child poverty. That's one of the proudest things of the last Labour government. That's why we've got a task force. That's why we've got a strategy, and we'll set out that strategy in due course. But we drive child poverty down. Under them, poverty always goes up.
Nope. No answer to that question. I want to reduce poverty. Of course. But again, she knows he's not going to answer. He's not going to say anything at PMQs he hasn't said elsewhere. And if he is, he's not going to say it in response to a question from her.
I didn't ask him about a task force. I asked him if he will keep the two-child benefit cap. And he doesn't know. It's just chaos and uncertainty. He has no details. He is briefing something and causing a lot of confusion to the people out there. But on that two-child benefit cap, Mr. Speaker, I'll tell him this. I believe in family, but I also believe in fairness. Yes. On this side of the House, we believe that people on benefits should have to make the same choices on having children as everyone else. Yes. What does the Prime Minister believe?
Oh my goodness. That was a lot. So first of all, chaos and uncertainty. She's back to the word chaos. She really wants us, the public, to pick up on the word chaos from today. Maybe that's going to be messaging as we go forward as well. But then she dropped the bomb that she does like. She does like the two-child benefit cap, and he should keep it. But what does he believe? This is another key, vital. What does Keir Starmer believe in? Come on, Keir, what do you believe in?
I believe profoundly in driving down poverty and child poverty. That's why we'll put a strategy in place. But she talks about head spinning. There's only one leader, Mr. Speaker, who's been praised this week by the Russian embassy. And if she carries on echoing Kremlin talking points like this, Reform are going to be sending her an application form for membership.
Okay, so what do you believe in? Oh, I believe in cutting child poverty. I mean, that's like believing in rainbows. You are the Prime Minister. What have we seen so far to deal with child poverty? You show what you believe in. That's why Kemi Badenoch's going on this stuff, because it matters what he believes in. But it only matters what he believes in if he does something about what he believes in. And then he moves on to this Russia thing. It's not his role to be asking questions. Like, for me, it looks super defensive. If you're then trying to pick holes in the other one, you should be standing there going, this is what we're doing. This is why we're doing it. We are this. We are that.
Mr. Speaker, I asked the Prime Minister what he believes in. He had to look in his folder to find the answer.
He did look at his folder. You would have seen that. He did look at his folder, but not during the bit where he was saying what he believes in. So, again, that's pre-written from Kemi, and it isn't fair. It's not true. He looked at his folder when he was being defensive and talking about Russia. He didn't look at his folder when he was saying what he believed in.
His MPs behind him know what they believe in. He doesn't know. He's been in government only a year. It's only going to get harder and harder. The canned forced laughter, the planted questions, all of this is going to disappear. He has to ask Morgan McSweeney what it is that he believes in. But the fact is the chaos is being felt in the economy. The Chancellor said she would not be coming back with new tax rises, but she will have to pay for all of these U-turns which she's announcing out there, isn't she?
I don't know what that question was about. Was there a question about how Rachel Reeves going to pay for things? PMQs works when She is direct. That first question of how many people are going to get their winter fuel payment back, spot on. Mumbling something about Rachel Reeves and paying stuff. Come on. And then what you've done there, Kemi, what you've done is given Keir's now got nothing to answer, so he can stand and say anything he likes.
I'm going to look in my folder because here I've got the quote that she had on Sky News. I will read it, thank you. It's what the Leader of the Opposition says. It's worth listening to. What she said was this: Sky News, Mr. Speaker, Israel is fighting a proxy war on behalf of the United Kingdom, just like Ukraine is on behalf of Western Europe against Russia. Well, that was certainly noticed in the Russian embassy, because they put out a statement saying the Leader of the Opposition has finally called a spade a spade. Ukraine is indeed fighting a proxy war against Russia on behalf of Western interests. And they went on to say the illegitimate Kyiv regime, created, financed and armed by the West, has been at it since 2014. So they endorse, they want the detail. I've given the quote. That's what Russia said in response. She asked me what I believe in. I believe in standing by Ukraine and calling out Russia as the aggressor.
Well, that was quite a quote, wasn't it? Very not ideal that you said that. I wouldn't really go for that as a thing. But what's that got to do with Keir Starmer? What's that got to do with the Prime Minister's questions? Do we learn anything about the government from that? No, obviously not. He's on the attack. That's okay when you're the Leader of the Opposition, like he was for quite a while, but it's not okay, really, if you're the Prime Minister. Kemi Badenoch's got nothing set up for this final one. She's got nothing on child poverty, particularly. She didn't get anything back from that. She's got nothing on winter fuel payments. She's been talking a lot about chaos and stuff, but for me, her questions have really petered out into not very much. She's got one last attempt to throw some bombs. What you got?
Mr. Speaker, it was our government that stood behind Ukraine and led the way in Europe. Everything he has said this afternoon is total nonsense. Obfuscation, avoiding the question. He doesn't have any answers. It's disgraceful. I asked him, Mr. Speaker, about the two-child benefit cap. He's talking about the Kremlin. He's saying everything he can to distract from the mess he is making of our economy. The OECD, Mr. Speaker, the OECD has downgraded growth for the next 2 years. He can't rule out tax rises. The police chiefs are saying they don't have the money they need to keep the public safe. Just as he's releasing more criminals onto the streets. His cabinet are squabbling with each other. They've said that they've lost control of the borders, but he still managed, Mr. Speaker, to find £30 billion to give away the Chagos Islands. This is total and utter chaos.
She's cross. She means it. She is cross, and she is also accurate in all of those things she just said. Can she follow it up with a good question?
2 weeks ago, he was crowing about his historic trade deal and how he got 0% tariffs on steel. Now the steel industry will face 25% tariffs unless he does exactly what President Trump tells him to. It is chaos, chaos, chaos. And isn't the root of the chaos, Mr. Speaker, that it is about this Prime Minister, his decisions and his judgments?
Chaos, chaos, chaos. I think she used the term like 7 or 8 times, the word chaos, through this. That last question was an attempt to sweep everything up. She suddenly brought up police. She brought up Chagos again. She brought up all kinds of different things. There was no question. She just wanted to get the term chaos across. She wants that on the front page. Listen, I'll be on the thumbnail of this video, I'm sure. That's what she wants. But she's also, once again, not asked the question. Not a clear and coherent question anyway. So we're going to see Keir Starmer just have a go at her. There's not going to be any attempt to answer anything.
She gets up on a Wednesday morning, scrolls through social media, never does anything. We're the only country in the world that isn't paying the 50% tax on steel. And we're working in the West, and that will be coming down. We are working on it to bring it down to zero. That is going to happen.
Oh my goodness! Look at this go off! Boom! Tariffs, yeah, we're going to get rid of them. You haven't got rid of them. I mean, steel is a mess, and we'll talk about that another time. But this is where PMQs falls apart, because because both things that they are saying are equally true. Keir Starmer is saying we're working towards zero tariffs. Kemi Badenoch is saying right now there is 25% tariffs. Both are true. So they're both arguing vociferously from a point of correctness, from a point of truth.
She opposes the US deal, she opposes the India deal, she opposes what we're doing with the EU, and she opposes Diego Garcia. That's a vital intelligence and strategic capability. Absolutely clear that legal uncertainty would compromise that capability in a very short time. No responsible Prime Minister would ever let that happen. We have secured the long-term basis for the base. That has been welcomed by, Mr. Speaker, welcomed by the US, NATO, Australia, New Zealand, India. They're our allies. It's been opposed by our adversaries, Russia, China and Iran. And into that column we have reform, presumably following Putin, and the Tories following reform.
Reform following Putin and the Tories following reform. Whoa! That's his line that he wanted to get in. I mean, that was, let's face it, an incredibly boring answer. Even though it was said with like lots of force and whatever. We've got David Lammy next to him, who's the Foreign Secretary. So you know he's going to be trying to talk about foreign affairs because that's who sat next to him. We didn't really learn anything from that, but I think we had some fun along the way. And maybe some chaos.